and I think we should try to flip California back red. I mean, it can be done. I mean, it would be a huge lift, but the Democrats want to flip Texas, the Iron Texas, and the thing about it is that what they'll do is they'll move to these states, they'll screw up a state, leave it, and then, oh, well, let's go to the red state, and then bring their crazy ideas there, and it's like, what the heck? Why did you come here? And they come there with their crazy thinking, well, it should be done this way, and it should be done that way. And this, and it's like, shut the freak up. Leave. Go back to where you came from. They screwed up New York City. And now they're looking at, well, let's go to Florida. They need us there. No, they don't.
They already took Nevada.
It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. See, you live in New York, and I live in California. And where are you at? In Ohio now? Ohio.
I'm in Illinois, so...
Illinois, I mean, look at the states. I mean, the states that we live in used to be, like, I mean, they voted for Reagan in the 80s, right? In 84, Reagan won 49 states. I believe Bush won, like, 48 or something. He won a huge amount of states also. The only state that voted blue was, like, Minnesota. So Minnesota's been uber-ultra-liberal for a long time. But just to see the fact that the coasts have been attacked so hardcore, but you can see the border of our country where we're being attacked is where it's blue. There is no blue up north other than the ones where they got on the airplane and they flew them up north, like Dearborn, Michigan, and places like that, where they're just like, let's send them out to white liberal countries and inundate them with so much liberalness. But like you were saying, what pisses me off is my friends, for instance, they complain so much about this state. But there's not one example of a conservative or a Republican law or anything that is going on in this state for them to complain about. Everything that they're mad about is liberalism. But they still continue to vote for even more extreme liberalism.
Exactly.
It's going to fix the problem.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the laws, look at all these laws, the police laws that are on the books, and they complain about police brutality. It's like, but you guys are at the helms of the states and the cities. You control it. Why haven't you taken care of it? It's like, what are you waiting for? But they won't. They'll keep going with more and more, like now, defund the police, let's defund the police. Okay, you defund the police, and then the cities go to complete terror zones. Then whose problem is it? It's like, so these guys, it's like, folks, take a step back and look at what they're saying and look at what they're doing. They're not good for the states, they're not good for the cities, because the only thing they do is bring in more destruction. And then they leave. Once they've messed it up, they'll go somewhere else and, oh, this is a nice place to stay. Oh, but we don't like their laws. We don't like what they believe in. So maybe you should believe this way. Maybe you should think this way. It's like, no, just get out and stay out. If we could shut them down for a good decade or more, 20 years, it would be ideal, because people would realize and see that, hey, these people have done nothing but destroy whatever, wherever they live. They just suck the life out of these cities and towns and states. It has to stop.
Right.
They tax us out of control. And what really bothers me the most is the people that come to the country that complain the most. Why did you even come here? I have no understanding of why somebody would come from a third world country or another country where you traveled 3,000 miles barefoot with your children enough to get here. But when you get here, you say that we're racist, we're bigots, we need to change the rules, we need to rip all of our statues down, we need to do all this stuff, when in reality they're voting for the group that's giving them free handouts. And that's really the biggest problem. They're doing all this bad stuff, but then they go, here's a whole bunch of money, just like reparations, right?
Yep.
They lost the black vote because of people like Candace Owens, David J. Harris, these amazing blacks, Kanye West, that are waking up a lot of the blacks. So what do? They try to throw $14 trillion at the black community, trying to buy their vote back, hoping that they won't use their common sense and their heart, but they'll go with the paycheck like LBJ did them, right? Just follow it again, because the 100 years is almost up. So it's time to give them another paycheck. You know what I mean?
Yep. Right. Just two things that you touched on, Jeff, which I completely agree with, is that you have illegal aliens, or people migrating, coming here illegally, and they start complaining. And, if the country is so racist, why are you coming here? Why would you even think about coming here? And I propose that question to a lot of the Democrats. You're constantly saying that the country is racist. So why would you allow us to build a border so that these people can't come to this racist country? But they don't. They
Keep our racism in, right?
Right. It's like, why do you keep letting them come here if we're so racist? And when they come here, this America is such a racist country. Okay, bye. Leave. Leave this racist country and go back to your country. Now, the second thing that you mentioned, LBJ. This is really sad because they create all these social programs. Some social programs are good. I understand it. But when you're raising taxes and you have people that become dependent upon the social programs, dependent such that they can't make it on their own, dependent in such that generation after generation is living off the social programs, there is a problem. And that is what the Democrats have done for the past 50 years, create social programs, and they've signed blacks up to it and other minorities, these social programs, and these individuals can't see their way out. They're afraid to venture out because they think that, hey, that's my safety net, not realizing that it's actually keeping you in chains. It's actually keeping you beholden to them, and they don't want you to leave. They don't want you to go ahead and do for yourself. They don't want you to strike out and say, hey, this is what I've done for myself. They want to keep you in chains so that you have to sit there and give you the bare minimum so that every year you have to come back to them and say, hey, can I have a little bit more? Well, let me think about it. I guess you will. And you will stay right where you are, unable to sustain your own life because you haven't cut that umbilical cord of the Democrats. And it has to stop.